afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As the University's Pro-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to welcome you to Edge Hill for this afternoon's ceremony. Immediately after yet another trumpet fanfare, the opening address will be delivered by Deputy Vice-Chancellor Professor Bill Bruce. Ladies and gentlemen, I declare this congregation open.
Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, colleagues, and particularly graduands, family and friends. It's a pleasure and a privilege to welcome you on behalf of the University to this degree ceremony and to share in this very proud event. I would first like to congratulate those graduating today on their success and the award of their degrees. I know you have studied and worked exceptionally hard throughout your 3 years here, studying long into the night and at weekends to achieve these outstanding results, and it's good to see this hard work at last rewarded. While passing on congratulations to you, I would also like to thank, at least partly on your behalf, your supporters, your parents, partners, children, other family and friends who have also shared in your ups and downs, your trials and tribulations, and your triumphs. Their support has, I'm sure, proved vital over some of your time here. During the course of the ceremony, the audience will spend some considerable time applauding your efforts. I wonder if you, our graduates-to-be, might join me in applauding your supporters for all they've done for you over the last few years. This is a very emotional time for your family and friends. 3 emotions that immediately come to mind are first, relief that they made it through and have got that degree. Second, pride, huge pride in their achievements. And for parents at least, thirdly, just a little trepidation around that big question, are they going to come back home and live with us? A few words about your university, indeed, this university. As you know, the country is facing a very difficult economic situation. Nevertheless, this university faces these significant challenges in good health. You will have seen over your time here the changes of the campus, the new halls of residence, the new teaching buildings, the new student facilities. There are also significant changes and improvements to the core intellectual life of the university. Research activities that have increased by a factor of 4 over the last 5 years. New national teaching awards. New staff, some from overseas, who bring new offerings, new ways of thinking to graft onto a very long tradition of a caring, student-focused institution. I believe this is a great place to study and to work, a friendly place, a caring place with a good, strong, decent set of values. Of course, the university is just its staff and its students, and everyone here makes an important contribution to making Edge Hill what it is. In particular, I'd like to thank your lecturers and tutors and the support staff who, new and old, working with you, have made today possible. Of course, you will also be looking back at the changes in you over the last 3 years or so. You remember those first days here when you were not sure what was going to happen, when you didn't have a close circle of work friends, when your future was a bit uncertain, when you were full of apprehension. In fact, it's a bit like tomorrow for you. So this is really my chance to give you some advice. I'm going to offer 4 pieces of advice. The first is enthusiasm and drive. Some passion. That is usually what makes the difference between a successful career and a failure, more than just innate talent. The future multimillionaires amongst you, that's just measuring the size of your mortgages, or those of you who will live hugely fulfilling lives, you are just as likely to emerge from those who struggle to succeed academically as those who have excelled. Drive, passion, and commitment are key. The second is that we do now really live in a small world. Don't think locally, don't think nationally, think globally. Now, this is not easy. We've been doing some work in the university on multiculturalism, and we quickly realized that the major problem is not understanding other cultures, it's understanding your own. Here are a few quotes from people considering the problem of being British. See if you recognize any of them. I accidentally rang the bell on the bus at the wrong stop, and instead of explaining my predicament to the driver, I got off and walked the rest of the way home. I'm staying with the New Zealand family, and they tell me to help myself to food and drink whenever I want it, otherwise I'll never get fed. I am very, very hungry. I phoned Netflix customer service in the US, and they were so polite I thought they were being sarcastic, and I hung up. I live outside the UK, so when I say, with all due respect, no one realizes I'm insulting them. We are weird. Understand your culture. Better still, understand yourself. When you are 40, the chances are that you will believe yourself to be a good judge of character. You'll reckon at a dinner party that by the time the pudding arrives, you'll have the rest of the guests weighed up. And you might be right, but the chances are that the one person in the room you won't really understand is yourself. Work on it. The third piece of advice is on advice itself. Here's a guess that it was a man that invented the sat-nav. I'm sure we've all been there, sat in a car, totally lost in an industrial state when we should be on our way to Scarborough. A woman is walking towards the car, and your dad still can't bring himself to wind down the window and ask for directions. Ask directions. Seek advice. If you don't know the way in life, if something is puzzling you, then ask. There are lots of people out there who are willing to help, and it really isn't cheating. And for the fourth, a mathematician, an accountant, and a public relations officer all applied for the same job with a large company. The interviewer called the mathematician in first and asked, "What's 2 + 2 equal?" The mathematician said, 4. The interviewer asked, 4 exactly? The mathematician looked at the interviewer incredulously and said, "Of course, yes, 4. Then the interviewer called the accountant in and asked the same question, "What does 2 + 2 equal?" The accountant said, "Well, on average it's 4, give or take 5%, but more or less, it's about 4. Then the interviewer called in the public relations officer and again posed the same question, "What's 2 + 2? The public relations officer got up, locked the door, pulled down the blinds, sat next to the interviewer and whispered, "What do you want it to equal?" Now, the last piece of advice is about authenticity and integrity. The greatest gift a university education can give you is the ability to think for yourself. In the next 40 years of your working life, the next 60 years of your working life, you will be put under pressure to comply, to go with the flow, to absorb the local culture. Behind every corporate, national, or indeed international disaster, whether it was Enron, Mid-Staffordshire Hospital, or the recent great financial crash, there was an underpinning culture that somehow persuaded people to lose their critical faculties. The social pressures to go with the flow can be enormous. And of course, truth is an elusive concept. Life is complicated, and some might suggest it is naive to ever feel you have found the truth. But one thing is for sure, as soon as it is the beginning of the end when you stop looking for it. Graduates, soon to be graduates, enjoy today. To a greater extent than usual, tomorrow really does mark the start of the rest of your life. Your life is precious. You've only got one. Don't waste it on bad relationships, on bad jobs, on bad people. Waste it wisely on what you want to do. You are alive at the finest point in mankind's history, where we now know more about our origins and ourselves and our world than any preceding generation. Life took over 4 billion years to evolve into you, the most complex object known in the universe. And you have about 70 more years to enjoy it. So don't just peruse happiness, catch it and embrace it. Our thoughts and best wishes go with you.
Chancellor, there is one name consistently responsible for quality television and film that's been produced in Liverpool over the last 25 years, and that's Colin McEwan. He established and runs his company LA Productions alongside his film academy in Kirkdale, Liverpool. Colin was born in 1952. His parents, Agnes and Lawrence McEwan, resettled their family after the war in Huyton, a suburb of Liverpool. Colin's dad worked in Lister Drive Power Station, and Colin was the product of a typical 3-generation Liverpool family. The last but one of a brood from his dad's kids, his mum's kids, and their kids together. Their family consisted of Billy, Larry, Donnie, Maureen, Brenda, Lorraine, Anita, Colin, and Corin. Colin jokes that his mum used to say, "You had to eat fast. You were quick or you were thin." Colin attended St Aloysius Secondary Modern and gained further education at Riversdale Technical College in Aigburth. Marine radio courses were oversubscribed, so Colin took TV and radio, and his brother Larry got him a job, his first job in radio rentals. And at the age of 20, Colin secured a job in the famous Granada Studios, where he trained in all departments as a broadcast engineer. He still marvels at his luck in getting that break. And knowing Colin, I'm certain that his commitment to helping the youth of this region is in response to his Granada apprenticeship. Colin was able to use this comprehensive training later in life when he formed his own film academy that flourishes today. For 40 years, Colin's been a leading light in the television and film industry, producing many outstanding television moments, from Coronation Street and Emmerdale in the early days of Granada to Brookside at Mersey TV, where he was responsible for all of the productions. Today, through his company LA Productions, he remains at the forefront of British television drama with recent successes like Justice, Stepping Up, Secrets and Words, and Moving On, now in its 5th season. Colin has helped the early development of some of the greatest British writing talent, such as Frank Cottrell Boyce with Damon and Debbie in '87 and The Real Eddie English in '89. And Jimmy McGovern, with whom he's developed a lifelong working friendship. They've just completed their latest collaborative project only weeks ago, entitled Common, due for transmission in 2014. It was at Mersey TV that the friendship and working collaboration with McGovern developed. McGovern scripted McEwan's production of Liam in 2000, which was directed by another British great, Stephen Frears. It went down a storm at the 2000 Cannes Film Festival, receiving international critical acclaim. After leaving Mersey TV, Colin set up North South Partnership Limited, a company which acted as a creative conduit between the talents in both Liverpool and London. North South produced The Real Eddie English, scripted by Cottrell Boyce, and Faith for Central Films, starring Michael Gambon, Susanna Harker, and John Hannah, and the acclaimed primetime Carlton drama Thief Takers in '97. That was followed by Liverpool One in '98 by Simon Burke and heralded by the Radio Times as the best of British television. Colin worked with Ricky Tomlinson on the pilot Nice Guy Eddie in 2001, and that spawned a series for BBC. Then he returned to feature film with an American film for NBC, In His Life, The John Lennon Story in 2001. Holy Cross, a BAFTA winner in 2003, co-produced with BBC Northern Ireland, and Beyond Fire in 2009. Colin's been a keen supporter of our students at Edge Hill University for many years, offering opportunities to work on real, recent productions like Justice, like Moving On, Stepping Up, and Secrets and Words. A notable example here today is Kyle Ogden, who graduated from film and television at Edge Hill University in 2007. Kyle started work on a placement as a student with LA Productions in his second year of his degree. And after 6 years of development at LA Productions, Colin gave him a chance to edit an episode of Stepping Up and of Moving On. A risk, but one that Colin was happy to take to give new talent a break. It doesn't really get better in television than working with McGovern and McEwan, and Kyle did an outstanding job. Working consistently with the youth of Merseyside, Colin created the Liverpool Film Academy, the LFA. It's a charity which is an educational trust. The Academy has worked with schools, youth and community groups across the region, with the Everton Football Club and the Liverpool Football Club, Merseyside Police and Fire Services, youth services of both Liverpool and West Lancashire. The approach was largely developed by LFA with LA Productions and has since been imitated across the nation. Film is used as a vehicle to engage young people with issues that concern them, such as drugs, alcohol abuse, gun crime, race, arson, antisocial behaviour, and homophobic bullying. LFA produced an anti-gun crime film with Rhys Jones' parents, Melanie and Steve. and an anti-racist film with G. Walker, the mother of Anthony Walker, which was directed by Lenny Henry. LFA realised that if you want to connect with the youth of the region, you have to give them a voice, which they are provided with through filmmaking. Essentially, professional filmmakers, writers and actors work with the young people to elicit and shape their stories and develop short films with the young people that they are able to direct and shape with the guidance of professionals. The results are quite staggering, and if you attend a premiere of any of these films, you can see how empowered and confident the young people become for having this experience. The films then circulate around schools as educational aids. The work of the Liverpool Film Academy continues to grow alongside LA Productions, and the charity work has been recognised by the city. The Mayor of Liverpool, Joe Anderson, opened a centre in Kirkdale, founded by Colin, entitled Action, which provides for the community business innovation and film and television training. In his career, Colin is supported by his wife, Sarah, and their 2 children, Gail and Zachary, who is here today. Chancellor, this nomination recognises an outstanding career in film and television, the work of the LFA in the local community of Liverpool, and the civic duty Colin has demonstrated over recent years. It is a privilege and a pleasure to present Colin McEwen for the award of Honorary Doctor of Literature.
Well. Aren't you talented?
She couldn't fit it all on the list, you know what I mean? It was you had to cut it down a bit.
Colin, by the authority vested in me as Chancellor of Edgehill University, I hereby confer the award of Honorary Doctor of Literature upon you, Dr. Colin McEwen. Congratulations.
I really can't stop smiling. It's so happy. I want to say thank you to my family, and I'm going to shorten this and say thank you to my extended family, which is Edgehill University. I don't want to split it up because I don't think you can split up universities. What's really fantastic for me today to graduate like this is to be among fellow graduates, because you've heard a little bit about me. By the way, it wasn't all. There was an awful lot more, but I thought I want to bore you to death, you know. I am really happy to be graduating at the same time as people who are going to enter the industry. You may be looking at me thinking, smart arse, you know, you've done a bit. Well, the truth is, I'm not, and the truth is, I feel the same aspirations and fears and concerns and excitement that you do. I think you're entering an industry which is phenomenal. It makes a difference. It makes a difference in people's lives. I hope, my efforts, I didn't set out to be a role model of any sort. Nobody does, really. But, if I'm here and I'm in charge with the responsibility of doing it, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to help anybody that wants my help. And I think you've entered an industry at the right time, in the right way. And all you've got to do now is, look to yourself. At the end of the day, it's not anybody else's help. I know you will say that from your perspective, graduating is about finding people who respect or find something within you. A particular teacher has looked upon you, she has in some way stimulated you. But at the end of the day, it's you. You've got to find yourself. I was lucky. People did have, did see something within me. And because they did, I did. It's as simple as that. You need to. And I'm sure you will. I've been lucky to give the opportunity of lots of different people. Kyle is one who sat there saying, Kyle, don't embarrass me and point me out, but I am going to do. Kyle, you must put your hand up. Stand up for a minute, Kyle. This is Kyle, by the way. Come on, stand up. I'm just picking him out because he's one of the guys who came to us as a runner, did things that he, in the right way, wanted to get on, found what he wanted to do, which is editing, and ends up, working with luminaries within the industry, is that not right? And has continued to do that. And as we speak, we're in our 5th series of Moving On, and Kyle is editing. So is there life after graduation? Yes, there is. And there's life after graduation if you make that there's life. It won't come to you. It certainly will not come to you. But what it will be, it'll be there if you want it. I think the industry that we've got is so empowering because I've been able to help people like Rhys Jones and his mum and dad, who are just phenomenal to me. I mean, I'm supposed to be a hardened filmmaker, and I remember the moment when Rhys Jones' dad said, I'm sure I'm going to fill up when I tell you this, because he came and he said, I want to do a short film about my son who was shot. Do you mind if I do a bit of poetry? And he read this piece of poetry, and we were all in that room, and all as hardened filmmakers, we were in total tears. He'd moved us. He'd moved us in a way that was unbelievable. And he, in some way, not got closure. He never did closure when you have tragedy in your life like that. But in some way, he'd used art. He'd used art as a tool that galvanized him. And I think him as an example, as an ordinary working man, had found some solace, found some way ahead through art. I know it's a bit, sort of cheesy in some way to talk about our industry as being art, but it is. And I'm so proud of the things that I've achieved because I've done it in a collaborative way with people that I've really respected. Most people that you will meet, by the way, I'll leave you with this note, but most people that you will meet who are really good at what they do are all tremendously humble, like the likes of Jimmy McGowan and Frank Cottrell Boyce and Kay Mellor and John Gobber, and all the guys and girls that I met in the very early days of Brookside are really humble people. And they practice their art, and they have made a significant difference to an awful lot of people. And they did it through talent. If you've got that talent, it will emerge. I sincerely hope that every single one of you graduating today realizes your ambitions. Please go for it. If there's any way I can help, I will. I bless all of you for, the industry you've chosen, and I thank you for the award you've given me. Thank you.
Chancellor, on behalf of Academic Board, I present students from the Faculty of Arts and Sciences who are candidates for awards today. For the degree of Master of Science in Conservation Management, Cheryl Gaynor Knott. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Advertising, Abby Barnard. Chloe Jane Britton. Paul Butler. Daniel Cameron. Gareth Collett. Hayley Corns. Lee Craven. Rebecca Joanne Davies. Holly Elizabeth Doran. Becky Fishwick. Adam James Gorbut. Stephanie Olivia Louise Graham. Stephanie Hakesley. Helen Howarth. Simon Hudson. Bradley Johnson. Daniel Jones. Anna Lee. Chancellor, the following candidate is also a winner of the Chancellor's Scholarship. Daniel Lindsay. Lauren Lovett. Carl Lynn Lee. Thomas Martin. Daniel Morris. Connor Pogson. Sophia Riley. Stephanie Ann Shaw. Hannah Sherlock. Sam Taylor. Adam Norman Walker. Charlie Williams. John Owen Williams. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Animation, David John Chambers.
An award-winning animator, can I tell you already?
Alexandra Jane Donoghue. Stuart James Gibson. Rosalind Lake. Daniel Marr. Wesley Riley. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Film and TV Production, Nathan Barrett. Aaron Mairead Bennett. Joshua Blair. Adam David Borrell. Scott Bryant. Louise Elizabeth Busfield. Rosemary Ann Button. James Fraser Christie. Samuel James Arden Dale. Tom Davidson. Stephen Davies. Rebecca Douglas. Ben Dukes. Sophie Eccleshall. James Finn. Danielle Fipkin. Shane Green. Jason Gunning. Samuel John Hearn. Thomas Michael Hesketh. Jennifer Laura Higgins. Christopher James Holding. Beatrice Kabira. Charlotte Sophie Kelsey. Saira Khan. Sean Robert Kirk. Tamara Kondowe. Kate Madeleine Wall McKenna. Lauren McMahon. Dean Glyn Morris. Karis Newton. Christopher Pearson. Ryan Platt. Rowan Matthew Potter. Philip Graham Francis Pritchard. Daniel Richardson. Casey Lee Robertson. David James Rollinson. Matthew Peter Sanham. Mary Elizabeth Slaymaker. Kenneth Wells. Stephanie Wild. Laura Elizabeth Williams. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Geography, Shane Armstrong. Shan Christie Hughes. Liam Coburn. Matthew Fleming. Peter French. Danielle Robinson. Lucy Robson. Nicholas Smith. Zoe Alice Temple. Samantha Jane Wade. Duncan Young. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Human Geography, Sarah Louise Rushton. Christopher Smith. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Human Geography with Management, Daniel William Burkett. Katie Leanne Fairhurst. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Media, Film and Television, Rebecca Astle. Arindam Varachari. Charlie Bowden. Marzio Caligari. Paul Carroll. Ian David Casey. Lauren Chumley. Alexandra Bryony Christian. Saul Everson Gunning. Lewis Fletcher. Joshua Gwynn. Sam Hall. Amy Charlotte Harrison. Jodie Keith. Jennifer Kime. Stephanie Lonergan. Michael Nish. Alistair Robertson. Lee Royal. Nicola Rutherford. Hannah Jane Savage. Charlotte Sharp. Abigail Skinner. Daniel James Smith. Kauta Sharir.
Cheers. I'll have some more, thank you. Okay, round 2. Here we go.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Media, Music and Sound, Scott Beckett. Stephen Brannigan. Lewis Court. Lee Cinnamon. Andrew Coleman. Nicholas Richard Cropper. Neil Doughty. Christopher Egan. Anthony Gibbons. Mark Holden. Stephen Jarve. Amy Llewellyn. Keon Lonergan. Robert Edward Rolt. Stephen Webb. Robert Wignall. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Public Relations, Amy Morgan Byrne. Sophie Kane. Amy Elizabeth Cantrell. Holly Carr. Mark Patrick Foster. Jennifer Ann Gill. Faiza Hamid. Danielle Henry. Rosie Kearns. Danielle Lauren Kirby. Rachel Latham. Siobhan Sarah McLaughlin. Rachel Helen Milligan. Melissa Morris. Gemma Owen. Nicola Pierce. Christine Joyce Robinson. Graham Ronald Robinson. Stephen Michael Slavin. Sophie Christina Smith. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Television Production Management, Honor Dewhurst. Ethan Richard David Harris. Emily Mann. Lynette Julie Matthews. Lewis Meadowcroft. Stacey Colette Murphy. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biology, Emily Bramwell. Emma Jane Chadwick. Samuel Gallagher. Rachel Harrison. Stephen Huang. Thomas William Holdway. Maya Jukes. Christopher Lawson. Joshua Longbottom. Joseph Mose. Luke Parker. Alicia Carmel Piers. Claire Quinn. Gemma Rigby. Tammy Joanne Robinson. Declan Rourke. Emily Simmons. Hope Claire Stevens. John David Tomkinson. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Environmental Science, John Burke. Shane Michael Cooley. Adam Cosgrove. George Denton. Charlotte Mountjoy. Jonathan Scott. David Wainwright. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Geography, Laura Roseanne Burgess. Mark Samuel Cameron. Jennifer Lee Carroll. James Peter Condliffe. Matthew McBride. Rachel Louise Platt. Jodie Luke Shaw. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Physical Geography, Emily Jane Bradshaw. Adam Holding. Sophie Rogers. Lucy Smith. Alicia Jane Threlfall. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Physical Geography and Geology, Lauren Elizabeth Bogert. John Cornell. Hannah Dootson. Chelsea Josephine Fernandez. Joseph Gilbert. Michael William David Harmison. Emma Louise Hepworth. Jessica Claire Holmes. Matthew Taylor Hubbard. James Leggett. Edward Thomas Lowe. Michael Ollier. Gavin Parkinson. Farhad Qayyum. Andrew Oliver Smith. Jordan Thompson. Graham Michael Rhodes Walker. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of students from the Faculty of Arts and Sciences.
about 200 really sweaty hands. So you have to tell me, should I give them their degrees? Yes. Okay, please. Desperation in the voice. Okay, I'll do that. I have to say a few magic words. Would you like me to confer your degrees on you, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. Please. Okay, all righty. Here it is. Here's the moment you have all worked for. As I told each and every one of you, hold on to the pride that you have in yourselves. I'm very proud of you as your Chancellor. And by the authority vested in me as Chancellor of Edge Hill University, I hereby confer the Edge Hill University Awards for which you have been presented, and I congratulate you all. Well done. Hats off and wave them in the air. Well done. Well, they've done it. You've done it. Congratulations to you all. And I just want to say a few words as Chancellor of Edge Hill University. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tanya Byron, and as I said, I'm Chancellor of this amazing university. And for those of you who are not familiar with the hierarchy of university structures, being the Chancellor basically means that I am the Queen. I've been trying to get them to curtsy to me, but they're just not having it. In fact, yesterday when I got a taxi here, the cab driver came in the big new entrance that we've got as we expand our domain, and we got lost on campus, and the security guards saw me in the taxi, and there were all these men in high-vis jackets running around with their walkie-talkie saying, the Chancellor's here, and the taxi was going through all the back alleys and everything, and the taxi driver turned around and said to me, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm the Queen, and this is my kingdom." And indeed it is. But I have to say, there's a lot of great people who work in my kingdom, particularly my Vice-Chancellor, Dr. John Cater, who is the Prime Minister, really. He does the slog and gets the bad press. I do nothing and get the glory. There you go. It's an absolute honour being Chancellor. These moments, I think, are life-defining. And the reason that we at Edge Hill have wanted to make these graduation ceremonies as uplifting and as fun, but also as formal as they need to be, is because for all of us with degrees, those of us wearing stupid hats, we've all got degrees, we all remember how dull and boring our graduation ceremonies were. And actually, this is such an important moment. It has to be memorable. And I hope you feel that we've made it memorable for you today, and I hope you feel we've made it memorable for you as well. Edge Hill University first started its life about 128 years ago here in the old building on this site as the first non-denominational teacher training college for women. So it's the first time that women could train in a vocation that wasn't controlled by the church. So this was a massive, massive piece of significant social change. And it was around the time of the suffragette movement, the movement of women and some men who worked tirelessly and selflessly, in some instances, losing their lives, to change, to transform the landscape in terms of the lives for women. And that's why, for those of you women here today, you're here because the suffragettes fought for you to have the right to the same education and the same basic human rights as men. And so the colours of the university, the colours you see on my robe, they are the colours of the suffragette movement. And so what we pride ourselves on here is that we're a university who challenges society, and we develop and nurture minds that will go out and make a difference in terms of what they've learnt and who they are. And it's not so much what you know, but it's how you apply it. And what we also want to do, and we do very well, is we want to offer graduates to have the inspiration, not just from myself and my colleagues, but also from an honorary graduate. And today, as you know, it's Dr. Colin McEwen, who I would say is an outstanding example of everything a person with determination and talent should be. And Colin, your generous your generosity to the university, the way you continue to support our students in media and arts, and your generous offer there to continue to support students. Thank you on behalf of the university, and thank you for coming today. It's been an absolute honour having you here and a privilege to give you an honorary doctorate. So just a round of applause, please, for our honorary graduate. And Zachary, you said to me, didn't you, at lunch, if Dad's speech wasn't very good, you'd have to jump up and make a speech in his place. Zachary's 8, Colin's son. 2 things I want to say to you, Zachary. I think Dad did okay, didn't he? Yes. But the second thing I want to say to you, Zachary, is I reckon you're a chip off the old block. I reckon you're probably quite like Dad and Mum. So therefore, I offer you a place here already. I want you to come to Edge Hill University. Okay? You will be the youngest person here, but that doesn't matter because I'm in charge. Okay? All right. So, what do I want to say to all of you lot? This is what I want to say to you. It's really interesting when you walk towards me. Some of you have tears in your eyes. Most of you are sort of a puce colour. You're obviously very nervous. Unbelievably sweaty hands. Unbelievably sweaty hands. A couple of you told me you were going to be sick, which was obviously a joy for me to hear. Those were the ones that I rushed past me. But for all of you, I could see you were having an experience that you were profoundly marking for yourselves. And this is what I want you to remember. This is the beginning of a continuation of experiences like today. At Edge Hill, we don't just give degrees, okay? We don't just enable you to go out with a piece of paper that says you've done higher education, you're very intelligent, and you have done extremely well in the faculties that you've studied in. What we do is we imbue in you a sense of determination to make a difference, because these are the philosophies that we're founded on. That's how I do my job, that's how Dr. McEwen does his job, and that's how we all do our jobs here today. So if you ever have moments where you suddenly forget the magic of what you're feeling now, where you start to just maybe step back a bit and lay back on your laurels, where you forget to remember the importance of always challenging yourself, then come back here and let us remind you. And the people that you should come back and see me, and we'll have a cup of tea, and I'll put you right. But I think also you should know that the staff that have supported you throughout your time here are always here for you. They'll always be available to you. And what I'd like you to do now, I'd like to ask your tutors to stand up, and I'd like you to show your appreciation for all the hard work that they've done, because without them, you wouldn't be here. Would you stand up, please? That's great. Now, it's time for you all to go off and eat, drink, and be merry. The university has provided refreshments for you, so do enjoy them. Good luck, guys. Some of you are coming back to us, so I might see you again. You need to know that in the country, we are ranked one of the highest universities for postgraduate employment. 95% of our graduates have a job within 6 months. So there you go, few to you all. They won't be coming home again and living with you. It's been a real honour and a pleasure, and particularly thank you to Dr. Colin McEwen, to his wife Sarah, to his son Zachary, and on behalf of myself and my colleagues who also part-time play extra roles in the Harry Potter films, I'd like to say, have an excellent day. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a song for our graduating class of 2013, will you please welcome Miss Lucy McHale?
Of all the money that Come fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Come fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all.
Thank you, Lucy. Can I add my personal congratulations to all those who have just graduated, and also to you, Colin, upon your award. And thank you also for the very positive messages contained in your acceptance speech, which hopefully new graduates you will take on board for the remainder of your working lives. Ladies and gentlemen, I know everybody's desperate to get outside and away from the oppressive heat in the hall, but just a couple of announcements. First of all, in case there's been any equipment malfunctions and cameras and telephones haven't worked when they should have worked, there will be available on the university's website in the next couple of days or so a video of the entire ceremony. You go onto the website, find graduations, then follow the links. It does take a couple of days or so because the techie people have to do wonderful things, editing and something. I don't understand it. Surprise as it may be, if we ever do get a cold, wet winter's day again, and you've got nothing better to do, you can have an entire action replay of the entire ceremony. Secondly, and far more importantly, and the Chancellor has alluded to it, refreshments are now available in the hub. The hub is the modern building immediately to the rear of the main building. So please make your way there to be refreshed. Nice cool walk by the lake. Ladies and gentlemen, I declare this congregation closed.